Good morning. Welcome to the live stream. I am right here. I'm your host. Hi. And my webcam is just not interested. Bye-bye. I'm your host, Heavenly Father, Kevin Williams. It's early here. I'm West Coast. Bye-bye. So here's the president on Maria Bartiromo. President Trump last night had his doctors release a statement saying he's no longer infectious with the disease. He has not tested negative yet. He is still positive. The note doesn't say that, but of course he is, because otherwise we'd be hearing that he was testing negative. CDC says that if you have a very mild case of the virus, you can not be shedding and infectious after 10 days. President Trump, remember, was medevaced to a hospital and treated by 20 doctors and did receive oxygen and fetal stem cells. CDC says if you have more than mild symptoms, you could be infectious up to 20 days. We are still in that period, but for whatever reason, his doctor says he's not infectious. Let's go to the president.
Good morning. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to start with breaking news, and that is the note that you have revealed from your doctor, which says you are no longer considered a transmission risk. Does this suggest you no longer have COVID, sir?
Yes, and not only that, it seems like I'm immune, so I can go way out of a basement, which I would have done anyway, and which I did, because you have to run a country. You have to get out of the basement, and it looks like I'm immune for, I don't know, maybe a long time, or maybe a short time. It could be a lifetime. Nobody really knows, but I'm immune. So the president is in very good shape to fight the battle.
But Mr. President, I want you to answer your critics, because your critics are getting upset about your event at the White House yesterday, about your rally that you're planning.
He's immune from a disease that he is currently infected with. He is still positive. He has not tested negative.
Tomorrow, they say it is still too soon for you to be around people and to be going out, that you could still spread COVID. What are you doing in terms of ensuring that everyone will be safe at your rally in Florida this week, tomorrow?
Nothing.
Well, the doctors, the White House doctors, as you know, are the best, and they said totally free of spreading. There's no spread, and there wasn't yesterday either. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, I was on a balcony. The closest person was probably a couple of 100 feet away, and they were down on grass. There was nobody even close to me yesterday. But even yesterday, I knew I was free. I beat this crazy, horrible China virus. And it also gives you immunity. I mean, it does give you immunity. Even the people that just cannot accept anything. I mean, they just don't want to accept anything.
You're not immune from a virus that you are currently actively infected with. I can't get pregnant again. I'm 6 months right now. I'm immune from pregnancy. I passed the highest test, the highest standards, and I'm in great shape. And I have to tell you, that doesn't mean anything. You passed a COVID test. He still hasn't passed a positive v negative test. Still positive. But he's passed the test of the high standards. Urine.
I feel fantastically. I really feel good. And I even feel good by the fact that, the word immunity means something. Having really a protective glow means something. I think it's very important to have that. To have that is a very important thing.
The word immunity does mean something, and he's not immune right now. He's got the disease.
Mr. President, you have been criticized for your handling of COVID-19. I want to take you back to when we first learned of COVID-19, and on January 16th, the Senate was holding an impeachment trial of you. This trial ended on February 5th. Where you were acquitted. Did anyone mention COVID to you during that time? Because you stopped all travel from China on
He did not. That's a lie. He did not stop all travel from China. Not even close.
January 31st, which obviously in retro...
And it was February 2nd. And it just limited people who had been in certain areas of China within the past 2 weeks, and not if they were U.S. citizens, or there were 11 exemptions to the rule. So 40,000 people during February flooded back into the United States. Plus, he declared it on, actually, he didn't even declare it. Secretary Azar declared it on the 31st, and it wasn't active until the 2nd at 5 p.m. And so a flood of people came over during those 2 days because they realized, hey, we're not going to be able to get in the United States. Let's go. Everybody jumped on planes and headed to the United States.
Respect was a very good move, but your colleagues in the Senate, Nancy Pelosi in the House, and her colleagues are saying that you did not handle COVID correctly while they were actually trying to impeach you.
Yeah, you can do two things. You are able to do two things. We should have been, as warned by the scientists, should have been invoking the Defense Production Act and making millions upon billions with a T N95 masks and PPE. We were warned. We were warned. The scientific community that is involved with the White House administration and communicated with the White House were told and knew that we had to have more masks. And we did nothing.
Did the COVID conversation...
Morning, Jeff. Morning, 07. Morning, Yellow Legs. Morning, Stephanie. Hey, Marcy. Good to see everybody. I'm not even going to be able to broadcast the end of this. I just wanted to start it up while I was having my coffee. I'm going to be playing tennis in a few minutes here, but let's see how far this goes, and then we'll come back and finish up the rest of it later.
...come up at all during the impeachment trial or around that date?
No, because we were focused on impeachment. It was a fake impeachment, it turned out to be. And in fact, if you look at that...
He was impeached, and he's saying he's incapable of being impeached, which he wasn't even involved with. Remember, he didn't testify. In fact, nobody testified. It was a trial where there were no witnesses. We need to vote all of the Republicans out. That was disgraceful. I mean, really, that's an overused word. But it was a trial where the Senate Republicans decided, we don't need any witnesses.
The House, where we had 197 to nothing votes, we even got a Democrat.
No, because the other side voted as well. It was a football game. We won the Super Bowl 17 to nothing. Well, the Cowboys, they had 42 points. Yeah, I know, but we had 17 points. And in terms of our team scoring, 17 nothing. But the 8 touchdowns on the other. Yeah, but we won. Idiot.
Or two.
Who in their right mind believes this man? Who supports this nonsense? The vote was 197 to nothing. Yes, your mom voted for you. Congratulations. How can people support this?
Voting for us.
In terms of the best tests, are you negative, sir? Are you negative for COVID-19? I have passed all the best tests.
It was a disgrace. It was a total disgrace. No, it wasn't discussed. What was discussed?
It was a disgrace. He is correct.
Was Nancy Pelosi and others saying that keep the country, don't ban China, don't do that. In fact, she was dancing on the streets of Chinatown in San Francisco.
Good for her.
And the reason she was because she wanted the business to come in. She didn't want to close up the country, and that was a long time after I had already closed it. Had I not, Dr. Fauci said I saved thousands, tens of thousands of lives by acting that early. And there were not a lot of people that agreed with me when I wanted to close it. And, it's very interesting, but the prediction was 2.2 million people.
Dr. Fauci and all the scientists wanted him to close it, and just about everybody said it was a good idea at the time. There were some that said, no, it's xenophobic, but Joe Biden was not one of them.
Going to die. So we're over 200,000, and one is too many. I always say it, one is too many. Should have never happened. It's China's fault.
Should have been testing in February. You're correct.
But one is too many. But 2.2 million was the prediction as to how many people.
If we did absolutely nothing, best case scenario, 40,000, or a little bit more than that.
People would die. We lost 200,000 plus, and There are those that say we did a phenomenal job. We did a phenomenal job. And if you look at
nobody in the medical community says that. Scientific American's been around for 175 years. That's a science magazine. They've never endorsed a candidate ever. First time in history in 175 years that Scientific American is saying, please, for the love of God, vote for Joe Biden. Kidding. Scientific American doesn't believe in God. Come on, they're scientists. Then just this week, New England Journal of Medicine. You hear if you're not familiar with New England JAMA, that is the magazine of doctors. That's the one that all the studies are published and peer reviewed and all that. There's the Journal of American Medicine, then there's the New England Journal of American Medicine. They have never endorsed a candidate. They came out with an opinion piece saying he is dangerously incompetent. Dangerously incompetent. They don't endorse, they don't get involved in politics. Dangerously incompetent.
All over the world, our mortality rate is good. And our recovery rate, by the way, as an economy, is the number one in the world. We recovered faster and went down less than any.
Okay, we may have recovered more. You can pick and cherry pick, but in terms of going down less, no, not even close.
The other place, but
many industrialized countries have done far better at faring with the coronavirus than us. For example, in China, people are taking vacations. Kids have been in school for months because they locked everything down, and every time they get a flare-up of the 72 cases, 2 days ago, we had 60,000 cases in this country. China has 1.3, 1.4 billion people. We have 350 million people. So they 4 or 5 times as many people as us. We had 60,000 new cases. But some people are taking vacations. But in China, go ahead. Get out there.
Recovery rate.
And you know what? People in China, they wear masks.
Is the best in the world, Maria.
Mr. President, I want to ask you about a policy in a second term, but first I've got to get your reaction to what Nancy Pelosi said this weekend. She is questioning if those steroid treatments that you were on, I know you're not on them anymore, are influencing your decision-making. And on Friday, she raised the idea of a presidential succession bill to alter the 25th Amendment process. She wants Congress to be able to take out a president if they deem he is unfit. Here's Nancy Pelosi this weekend. I got to get your reaction. Listen to this.
The 25th Amendment creates a path for preserving.
Nancy's not wearing her mask properly. I can't. I cannot. I've seen too much of this nonsense. This isn't hard, people. This is not a complicated subject. Mask over the face. And it's like a freaking scarf. We should all be wearing N95 respirators or KN95. If you don't have KN95, at least go to the hardware store, go to your local Chinese delicatessen, go to wherever you can find them. Any business that orders a lot of stuff from China has KN95 masks now. They're somewhere between $2 and $3 a piece. Go buy your family a box of that. Wear the KN95s. They will protect other people from you. They will help protect you from other people. Enough of this, oh yeah, I'm doing this. Everybody's fine. Or more likely, I'm doing that. And everyone's fine. And when you see someone with the mask down below the nose, say, oh, your mask is slipping. That's nice. Oh, don't put it on them. Just let them know. Oh, your mask, because everybody knows. They just, maybe we can't feel it. I don't know. I have a mask. I have a freaking hockey cup that sits on my face. Why am I not wearing one? Because I'm the only person here. Come on. Who would spend time with me on a Sunday morning? Get real, Roger. Speaking of spending time with me on a Sunday morning, I got to go play tennis with the family. So, and they unfortunately are forced to spend time with me. So this is the end of this part of the interview. After I get back, we'll open things up again. I got a voiceover to do later, kids. And then, so after tennis, let's see, what time is it here? It's 8 a.m. Pacific time. 10, 11, let's say like 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Sometime around that. We'll try and get back on the air at about 11 a.m. So good morning to you, Green Room. I'm just wrapping things up here. This has been about 10 minutes of the interview. Let's just take a look and see how long he goes. He probably ends up going the full hour. Let's check. Go ahead.
Look,
yeah, so he's going to go the full hour. We got about maybe a half an hour, 25 minutes of interview left. We'll come back. We'll cover that later. Can I fix the side chat? It's not working on YouTube. Yeah, it is. I'm looking, breathe. The side chat stopped. Oh, meaning that the chat isn't going through. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll mess with it later. We'll do some testing before we come back on the air. So we'll do a YouTube test only. Thank you for letting me know that. We'll reset everything. I'll restart the computer. I'll paint the room, and we'll fix it all up. Thank you very much for letting me know that, Steph. Guys, it's been a pleasure. The big news is the president is immune from the virus he currently is shedding and infected with. He may not be shedding. That scientifically, that may not be active. And remember, Scientific American said, please, for the love of God, that may or may not exist. Vote for Joe Biden. We'll see you guys, let's say 3 hours-ish. I'll let you know. We'll do some testing later, guys. Have a great Sunday morning. Enjoy your brunch.
Kevin, thanks for that.